G'day and welcome to the next episode of Tech Adept Crafts. Today we are talking about rivers. Now you can see here these rivers. This is made of cardboard. Lots of lovely recycling going on here, or upcycling. The river system is something that it should be a staple of everybody's terrain boxes because it's a great feature for armies to fight over. The two armies that I've got here are my Empire troops from Middenheim and my son's Skaven. I decided to go back to my roots of the White Dwarf magazines from Games Workshop. This one is issue 195 from March in 1996. By no means my first White Dwarf, but the terrain articles in these are fantastic, and I love looking back through the old White Dwarf magazines. I really loved making this river system. It seriously only took a bit over a day to make the entire river and get it all painted and done. That was so good to get done. I also have other rivers that I've used in the past. I'll show some photos of these, but this is a resin river, and I've now got unpainted but a 3D printed river. You can make rivers really simply, but this one, just using some old corrugated cardboard, it was job done so fast. Anyway, sit back and enjoy the tutorial. If you like it, don't forget to hit like and hit subscribe and leave a comment down the bottom as to what terrain projects you'd like to see me tackle in the future. Enjoy the show. Cheers.
Using double thick corrugated cardboard, I am drawing out the river system here, ensuring that the ends of the rivers are the same all the way through. You want a variety of shapes. They're not going to be the same all the way through. Once you are ready to cut it out, use a sharp knife. Don't try to cut it all through with one go. You'll end up ripping the cardboard. Multiple strikes of that blade is far better. For the ends, to make sure that they're nice and even, I am using the steel ruler just to get that nice straight cut. You can see there that you can place them in whatever angle you want. That's the beauty of these. I did my rivers at 140 mil wide. I'm now doing the river banks at 30 mil wide on either side. I cut these out to exactly the same size, stick them down, and then shape them. Once you've stuck them all down, it's important to check that they do actually match up. I've created one piece here where I'm going to put a larger stone that will affect the flow of the river. Shaping down the edges of the river banks. This is easier once they're stuck together because you can blend the two pieces correctly together. We now texture the base. I won't go through this. There's a link above to see how to do it. We now clean off the edges to make sure there's nothing sticking out that would stop the pieces going together smoothly. Now ready to do our layer of Mod Podge. This Mod Podge will go over the entire base. I also do a very thin strip on the bottom as well, just to help seal that bottom edge. First dry brush layer, my grey mix over the entire base. Now coming up to the airbrushing, and I'm using a collection of different greens and blues, and I find that this is easy just to go the whole length of the river at once if you can. A lot of people believe that you should paint a river blue. It is not blue. That blue is simply the reflection of the sky. You're going to have more greens, more browns from mud. The amount of blue that you're going to have in it is very, very minimal. So I'm starting with a green base, going along the edges more, having it thicker on the edges. I'm then adding in some blue and going more through the middle. So that's where the river would be slightly deeper. And you gradually just work this up. I don't want to have it blue, but I do want to have blue tinges to that green. You can definitely use a paintbrush and paint to do this one, but I found using my airbrush made it so fast. The entire river system was painted in a matter of about 15 minutes. I'm now using this aqua color to dry brush very lightly over the top of the river. Just picks out some of that grit and it will make it look a bit like the foam of the water as it moves around, hits rocks. You'll see some points just be a little bit lighter on the river. I'm also using a very, very light blue just again to show that chop. Now going through with 3 different browns and picking out some of the stones that are on the banks, that are in the water, just to give a little bit of variety to the piece rather than just have it plain grey. Second dry brush layer, this is with a lighter grey. This goes over again the whole banks and just the edges of the water. You don't have to do much. It just shows that some of those stones are showing through in the water. I have found my flock and I'm sticking this onto the edges of the banks. You want to make sure that you keep this random. Don't try to make it nice and uniform because it's not going to be like that one. Dab some PVA glue onto the sides, as little or as much as you would like. I try to have patches of the stonework still show through. Once you're ready, push the flock onto there in large clumps, which you'll then shake off the excess after doing a side. I do one side of the bank, then the other. Having done this over a piece of plastic, it was then a lot easier to collect up all of the excess and put it back into my container. In later videos I'll show you how to do some water effects or add some other things to these, but that's the river system done. You can set it up in a number of ways. That's the beauty of this modular system. I'd also like to give a shout out to Colonel Corn, who was commenting on the Middle Earth city setting that I love doing.
There you go, the terrain tutorial for rivers. Hope that you enjoyed that and hope that you have a go at making your own set of river systems. I will be doing some linked videos on this for other types of things that you can add to your river. They'll be coming out in later weeks. As you can see, it's really fast to build up your terrain supply. Only a few products that you need to buy and a lot of things that you can recycle. Give it a try, see what you can come up with. Until the next episode, keep hobbying. Cheers.